Oh man, that thing is loud! Alright, finally some silence. Jeez. Hello you sexy beasts and welcome back to DCS and welcome once again to the B49K4. Why this aircraft again? Well, I am now much more confident in actually flying this thing and we are on a multiplayer server as you saw by that guy taking off. Today I want to show you the proper startup procedure, show you how to take off, show you how to land, and maybe hopefully show some combat if you can do that. If you don't find any combat in this session, I'm going to try and set up a dogfight against AI just to show you guys how it fares. I'm also going to show you guys some of the intricacies of the K4 and some of the, well, history that I remember at least from my research this morning. And this is the cockpit of the K4. Now, first things first we need to do is, of course, to enable all the electrical systems. I am not sure if the story is picking up the cursor in DCS. If it isn't, I'm just going to try my best and keep all the relevant information in the middle of the screen with this insane zoom. Alright, this on the bottom right of the cockpit is the switchboard. You don't need to press every single one of the buttons. Some of them are for the radio equipment, some of them are for the lights on the wings, for example, as you can see over there, the navigational lights. In fact, it is actually probably a better idea to keep the navigational lights off, just in case, which would be one of these two. Let me check. That's the ignition, that's the wing drop ordnance, those are the UV lights, and that's the nav lights. Okay. So, the nav lights on the wings are now off. Good. Step number 2. Make sure that you have the proper fuel selection and the magnetos online. Now the fuel selector is under the throttle. This thing over here. The difference between P1, P2 and P1 plus 2 is essentially just choosing the pumps. The main fuel tank of the B49K4 is seated just behind the pilot. It's a 250 liter tank and it has 2 fuel pumps. One in the back and one in the front. The back pump is P1, which is the setting you will want to use if you are using a drop tank, for example. More on that a little bit later. But for its general usage, you just put P1 plus P2. Alright. Next up, magnetos are over here on this panel over here. Just make sure that they are both on M1 and M2. That enables both magnetos. Alright. This switch over here is the switch for the methanol water injection, which is essentially the nitrous version of aircraft. The tank for that water methanol injection is right behind the fuel tank. It's a 75 liter tank if I'm not mistaken, although I might be mistaken in that, which can also actually be used to, instead of water methanol, it can also be used to carry fuel to give you some extended range. It's all directly feeded into the tank that's just there. Of course, if you are carrying fuel instead of water methanol, you have to make sure that this switch is on the correct position. Up for water methanol mixture, down for fuel. Since we are using water methanol, we are going to put it on the up position. One very important thing that you should always check before I even try to take off is this little switch over here. This inconspicuous little switch over here is probably the reason I've died the most in this game. This is the automatic control of the prop pitch. Now if you don't control your prop pitch, what happens oftentimes is that your engine simply over revs and blows up right as you take off, which is not a good experience. So make sure this thing is always facing towards you to make sure that it is enabled. That way you don't just randomly die. Well, you will still randomly die. I mean, this is DCS after all, but it won't be as painful, alright? And that's pretty much it. Now, the K4 does not have a electric starter, and as such we have to ask the ground crew to run the inertial starter, which we can then use to power the engine. So, we are going to summon the ground crew, ask to run the inertial starter, and wait a couple seconds for it to wind up. In the meantime, let's close the canopy, because it's going to be way too loud after this engine starts. And do a check of our control surface in the meantime. Ailerons work fine, alright. Elevator seems to work fine as well. And of course the rudder working fine as well.
Clear.
Alright, the ground crew is clear, so to now start the engine, all we have to do is of course make sure that we are on 0 throttle, flip up its cover over here, and push this lever. And there we go, the engine is started. Close up the cover, keep an eye on the temperatures. The top dial is the water temperature, as you can see by it going only to 100 degrees. The bottom dial is for oil. Of course, always make sure that your radios are on the correct setting. Generally, you can just leave it on automatic, but in case you have a very overheating engine, you can always set it to open, which is auf, or you can set it to zu, which is close if you want to gain some extra speed due to less drag. Alright. The engine is warmed up, we are good to go. Now, yes, one more very important thing as well. This switch over here controls the tail wheel lock. Generally you want to keep it closed, so if you pull it forwards it is locked, if you pull it backwards it is unlocked. Generally it's always a better idea to keep it locked, especially if you are a novice pilot, and just control the aircraft with the brakes. So for example we are pulling the left brake and using the engine to turn this thing around. If you unlock the tail wheel, it's going to be slightly easier to maneuver at lower speeds, but you have always to remember to straighten out the aircraft and lock the tail wheel again if you don't want to die a horrible, horrible death trying to take off or even land. Many times I've always died, as I've also died, trying to land with the tail wheel unlocked and having my aircraft just flip all over the place. It is not a good experience, let's just say that. Now at low speeds the rudder doesn't really have any authority, you do need to have some degree of speed not to use it rather effectively, so it's always a nice idea to keep an eye on your brakes. Alright, we are on the runway. We do not need to use flaps with this. This aircraft is very light for the engine it has. In fact, it's one of the best, if not the best power to weight ratio BF-19 ever produced. And as such you don't really need to worry too much about that. The aircraft will take off by itself. Now, the engine is extremely torquey and your landing gear is extremely narrow, as you can see. This is what killed many a pilot in real life and in the game, since this aircraft has a tendency to just flip over and die essentially, especially if you just full throttle like a noob. So what you have to do is counteract the torque. Now, the engine pulls the aircraft to the left side. What you have to do is, at low speeds, use the right brake to counteract, and once you get to around 50 km/h indicated airspeed, which you can see over there, or just, you know, whenever you have any kind of airspeed, then you start using the rudder to counteract. You don't want to use a stick at all, really. Some people say that you can simply pull forwards a little bit to get the tail elevated, but really you don't really need to do that. All you have to keep in mind is as soon as you lift off the ground is to counteract the torque a little bit with the ailerons, not before. If you start using the stick before, whilst they're still rolling on the ground, chances are you're just going to flip over and die as well. Flipping over and dying is a big theme with this aircraft, I have to say. Apply left brake, right brake sparingly. We are now in territory where the rudder can control it. Slightly askew, but this should work. Oh shit. Alright. We pulled slightly too hard on the engine there. We were almost about to flip over and die. But thankfully, we have made it. So, let's get the landing gear in. And we are in the air. Now, the faster you go, the less you have to worry about engine torque. This is really just something that affects your engine when you are at very low speeds. But once you are good. Alright, now. We have a full tank of fuel, very good. We do have to adjust the... What the fuck? Where did you... What the fuck was that? Where did he come from? Well, we are dead. That's not friendly. That is not a friendly. That seems to be some kind of Spitfire. Or a P-51 trainer. Okay, let's get flaps out. Let's get this guy. Fuck, come on. Don't have enough airspeed for this right now. Let's see if he stalls out. Really trying to fight the torque at the moment. Okay, there we go. Actually, let's get some speed up and let's see if we can engage this guy. That seems to be a P-51 trainer version at least. He's getting shot at by a teammate. Doesn't seem to care too much. Fuck. Oh man, it's really hard to control. It's really hard to control. Fuck. Don't get into the flat spin, shall we? Ah, fuck, we almost get. Thankfully, this actor is not too prone to flat spins. I also have no idea how to control this thing. Low speed dogfighting isn't exactly what this thing is made for, to be honest. How's the radiator doing? Radiator's on automatic still? Okay. We don't have the speed to follow this guy just now. Slotting him nicely behind him. This, of course, being the advantage of having this much damn engine power. Fuck. Why don't we have engine? Ah, fuck, I forgot to I forgot to enable the guns. I forgot to enable the guns. This is not good. God, I'm so sorry.
Tally bandit at 319, foot 4, at 130.
There it is, okay. Full fuel, come on. I really hope there's no one behind me right now. Fuck, I lost him. There's one. Hello. Come back here. Come back here. Last time I didn't have guns. Now I do. No, I don't. Now I do. Okay. Come on then. Yeah, we don't have enough speed for this. Keep pushing. We also have to watch out not to push our engine too hard. Or else we are going to have problems. Get some speed up. Oh, we got some hits. I think there's another guy behind me though. I think there's another guy behind me somewhere. I heard him. I'm gonna try and continue keeping on this guy. Yep, there he is. Fuck. No. Well, since it didn't really work against players, let's try and dogfight with some AI, shall we? Okay, systems are go, good. So in this scenario you have a wingman in an B49K4 and we're facing off against two Spitfires piloted by AI. One of them is going for me, another one is going for my teammate. So I am actually going to try and go for the one that's going for my wingman, because I'm going to need his help later on. There's also a B-17 in this map, which we are going to hunt down later on. Although we might have other issues right now. Is that the guy who was after us? I think it was. I think it was. Yep, that's him. Fuck, fuck, fuck. Don't black out. Don't black out. There we go. A little bit too late, I think. Where did he go? There he is. Team is still running away from the K4, from the Spitfire. Generally, the wingman in this game mode is not really useful whatsoever. It just does nothing. As you can see, he's getting shot up. And he's down, which means that the other Spitfire is now going to go after me. Great. Okay, we got his engine pretty good. I think he's going to be out of the fight for now. Let's try and get that other guy before he gets us. There he is. Hopefully, at least. Although this guy doesn't seem to be out of the fight just yet. Ooh! Now they're both smoking. And I think something fell off of that Spitfire. He is still flying though, he is definitely still flying. There we go, that's the Telegon, that's one down. Can we get the other one as well? Yes, we can! Alright! I am surprising myself actually, I was not expecting that to go that well. We still have plenty of 13mm ammunition left, that Spitfire is going down as well. Not so sure about how much 30mm ammunition we have left. I don't think we took a single hit there. Alright, let's try and go for that B-17 that's around here somewhere. But you can see, the B-49, once it has some speed, it is decently maneuverable. I mean, this thing is... it's heavier than most B-49s, but given the awesomely torquey and powerful engine, this thing has some insane acceleration. Of course, you're never really going to win a dogfight against Spitfires in real combat. Spitfires are more maneuverable at lower speeds. And low altitude, especially. But if you use this thing at high altitude, and use a climber, especially to your advantage, this thing can be nice. This thing can be very nice. Only problems really being that it just doesn't have enough ammo. Single 13mm MK108, 65 rounds. Two 13mm MG131s, 300 rounds total. Thankfully they're all mounted in the nose, which makes them rather accurate. But the problem of course is, you can't really rearm them, at least not currently. We should probably take this Spitfire out before he takes off, what do you think? Or not. That was a bad idea. Well. We lost a wing, by the way. So, I'm not guessing we're going to survive this one. Well, fuck. Let's try and do an emergency landing on the channel. I don't think it's going to work out too much. Oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god. It's handling surprisingly well for missing half a wing there, to be honest. I'm positively surprised right now. Also, when your engine is off, you cannot use the MGs anymore, only the cannon. Oh shit! Oh god! Oh! And this concludes our excursions in the BF-19K4. Now you can currently see a Spitfire on the screen, and let's just say that's going to be a hint on the next DCS video. Anyways lads, hopefully you have enjoyed this video. I will see you next time on DCS, and as always, my name is MikeGoesBoom, and thank you for watching.
You can lift your head up to the sky, take a deeper breath and give it time. You can walk the path among the lies with your shattered frame of mind. Or instead you could always stay. We can wait right here and play until somehow you can find